Welcome back to Cocktails and Classics. This week we're taking a look at the 1988 horror comedy fantasy film. It's not really horror, but Beetlejuice, directed by Tim Burton. I'm Dylan. Joining me as always, Ben and Cam. To kick things off and get everybody in the right mood, we're going to go to this week's cocktail, the Beetlejuice cocktail. Hey. This comes from cocktailswithclass.com. You're going to need an ounce of vodka, a half ounce of melon liqueur, a half ounce of raspberry liqueur, half ounce of blue curacao, 2 ounces of sweet and sour, and an ounce of cranberry juice. They recommend putting it in a nice shallow glass, like a martini glass. It's a cocktail with blue curacao, so it's going to be sweet, not to mention the sweet and sour mix, and then the other two sweet liqueurs. This is a Halloween
is definitely
party.
like a party punch, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
With mostly people who really don't drink.
If you made this in a big batch, exactly.
Being that I'm on the road right now, I didn't have access to a liquor store. I'm in a hotel room, so I don't really want to purchase a bunch of liquor to leave here. This drink just screams like it's a party drink, but it's also a party drink for people who love really sweet, sugary drinks. And that ain't me anymore. I can't do it. This sounds like a stomach ache in a glass to me.
This is junior year of college, Ben.
I won't argue it. I plead the fifth. Thank you. I hope everyone appreciated my pun. So,
And, in theory, there's literally like 1 ounce of actual liquor in here, which is like the vodka, and the other ones are like 15%. So it's basically sugar with a whisper of alcohol. Hit up the show notes below. Hit the caster links. Buy yourself some vodka, some melon liqueur, some raspberry liqueur, some blue curacao. Have it delivered directly to your door. We'll get a little kickback from that, and you get some alcohol. So what's there to hate, Make a Beetlejuice cocktail and send us a picture at Cocktails and Classics Pod on Instagram. And check out Beetlejuice. It's on HBO Max as of recording. So we're going to spoil it. Yeah, if you haven't seen this one, what are you doing?
Yeah, what are you doing?
yeah, guys, I can't wait to review this late 80s Tim Burton dark movie starring Michael Keaton. It's so good, but it's not the one you think.
It's not the first one that we've done.
Not the first one we've done.
That's right. We didn't do the weird one.
Yeah, we didn't do the more Tim Burton-y one, but we did do the first.
Beetlejuice is a 1988 comedy fantasy film. Currently sits at a 7.5 out of 10 on IMDb. Directed by Tim Burton. Written by Michael McDowell, Larry Wilson, Warren Scareen. Stars Alec Baldwin, Geena Davis, Michael Keaton, Annie McEnroe, Catherine O'Hara, Winona Ryder, Glenn Shaddix, Jeffrey Jones. It's the story of the spirits of a deceased couple are harassed by an unbearable family that has moved into their home and hire a malicious spirit to drive them out. Had either of you guys seen this movie before?
Yeah.
No.
I also hadn't seen this movie before. I'd caught pieces of it on television, but Hannah was like, "Have you seen this before?" And I was like, "Yeah, it's about like a couple, the ghost or whatever, right?" And I'm like, that's what I thought I knew. So it was nice to finally sit down and watch it, because I did enjoy it. And I kind of expected to not enjoy it. I feel like I'm not a huge Tim Burton fan. I will say I feel like people who are obsessed with Edward Scissorhands and stuff annoy me, because I don't think that movie is good. But yeah, I was pleasantly surprised.
I feel like I was kind of in the opposite boat. I thought I'd like it, but I feel like I was kind of underwhelmed by it. The movie is called Beetlejuice, but how often is Beetlejuice actually in the damn movie? I feel like it's mostly not Beetlejuice. It's not, right?
There was neither Beatles nor juice in the entire... Well, there was one Beetle. There's the one that's
One Beetle. Yeah. But really, I mean, what are we even naming the movie after? There's no juice. Actually,
It's just
not even his
juice.
name.
Yeah.
Yeah, it should have been called Beetlegeist.
He does the whole mime thing where he's like, "You have to say my name, but I can't tell you what it is."
So he's basically Rumpelstiltskin.
Yeah, I don't know. For a movie titled Beetlejuice, I thought that we were going to get more of Beetlejuice, and we got like 20 minutes of Beetlejuice in a, I don't know, how long, hour and a half long movie. I mean, I don't know. I feel like this is Silence of the Lambs all over again. Like the memorable character is not fucking, it's
not in
not,
it.
I'll tell you, it's
Yeah.
not Alec Baldwin. It's
On-
not him.
I forgot he was even in this thing.
Yeah. I didn't know he was in it at all.
On a rewatch, I realized, like, oh, wait, I forget how little Michael Keaton's actually in this movie. Like, not a lot. Which, I guess, kind of makes sense. I mean, realistically, he was not a star like he would become the next year. When this movie came out, I mean, he really hadn't been launched into, like superstar actor. I know he had done other like comedy movies and that, but yeah, it is weird when you rewatch on the rewatch, and I'm just like, wow, I forget how little he's actually in this movie for the fact that he's the titular character.
Yeah, this movie does have a lot of star power in it. I mean, you got maybe in retrospect, I don't know, because you got Alec Baldwin, as you already mentioned, Michael Keaton, Geena Davis, Catherine O'Hara, Winona Ryder. Like, these are all like big names, but maybe not until after this movie comes out. Was this before or after?
When did Ferris Bueller's come out?
I mean, probably before this movie, I guess. And also, when was looking at when?
Because like
Winona Ryder was in Heathers.
Heathers was before this, I believe.
Jeffrey Jones had done
actually
Ferris Bueller's
the same year.
Oh, well, I'm thinking of like, I feel like Winona Ryder is now like rekindled her stardom.
Yeah,
It's kind of same with Michael Keaton. I feel like he's really big now, since like reprising his like Batman role and being in the Marvel and stuff.
Yeah, I think Birdman really brought his career back.
I mean, Geena Davis was like Thelma and Louise in '91. She was in A League of Their Own. Alec Baldwin, I feel like, he peaked after that. I mean, like Glengarry Glen Ross.
Well, yeah.
It's complicated.
Hunt for Red October.
I feel like this is one of those ones where also it's Tim Burton, so like, he kind of could probably get that pull, but I feel like going in early, like it's one of those movies where you probably couldn't get this again. My comparison would be like Scott Pilgrim versus the World, like that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, granted, they did get the entire cast back for the anime that's coming out soon.
Oh.
I feel like that's one of those movies where you couldn't get that entire cast if you tried today.
I feel like though the cast of Scott Pilgrim has their collective peak has already happened, and they're back on the downslope for a lot of those people.
Yeah,
I mean,
especially some of the like lower, like Chris Evans in the movie. I think his peak was probably like a peak of stardom was probably like 5 years ago. Not that he's in nothing now, but no, I was thinking Avengers.
True.
Like Endgame and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I guess. Well, I'm thinking of like, Brie Larson is in there.
Yeah.
I mean, literally, there's so many fucking people. Michael Cera, Mary Elizabeth Winstead, Kieran Culkin, who was just in whatever that fucking
had a
Succession.
resurgence. Yeah.
I mean, Anna Kendrick, but I couldn't tell you the last thing she was in. Aubrey Plaza. You got Jason Schwartzman.
I mean, to be fair, Schwartzman's not in anything unless Wes Anderson has a movie coming out that year.
Say, is Wes Anderson attached? Yeah.
That's pretty much it. Yeah, I haven't seen a single thing with Anna Kendrick in years.
Has she done anything since a Pitch Perfect?
I mean, yes, but anything we've seen?
Yeah, she did that movie with Blake Lively. I can't remember the name of it.
Well, Trolls. She's a voice in Trolls.
There's a voice in Trolls, yeah.
Of course.
A Simple Favor. Is that what we're talking about?
Yeah.
That was also 5 years ago.
I was going to say, I know it came out a while ago. We saw it. I don't remember much about it.
She was in something this year that's pretty good ratings. Woman of the Hour.
It's got 70 ratings. I'm sure it's a shitty little indie film.
Hey, yo. Calm down.
I mean, I'm just saying, like, maybe it's good. Maybe it's a good little indie film. I don't know. But it's got 70 ratings on IMDb. So
I don't know. Like you know the part where they have the elongated faces. I thought that was like a whole bigger thing because I feel like that's such like a memorable image from this movie. And then it's literally just like, all right, we're gonna go scare them, and then they just can't like they gotta like refix their faces as soon as they get back into the real world. I was like, oh, like that's it. That's that's the whole. It's the whole bit.
Yeah, I think this movie had a lot of like very standout bits, but those bits are really what the movie's remembered for, and it's not a lot of that. I will say the two scenes that I remember and still love is the Harry Belafonte scenes. The first one when they do the banana song, they're just start randomly singing Deo Deo. They're all like confused, and then the shake sonora at the end, classic. Yeah, I think there were things that I didn't like. I forgot that he owned the hardware store, which is when they go into. I remember them needing to go into town, but I forgot why, or that it was his store that they went to. I also feel like you would think the fact that he owned a hardware store, they would have played more into that. Like they made it seem like it was a big deal, and then just kind of neglected anything else about it. What did you guys think of the twist, like right away, where they introduce you to these characters, and within like the first 10 minutes, they die?
I thought it was interesting, I guess, because yeah, I mean, I did not. I mean, first off, I didn't even know Alec Baldwin was in this movie, so I was like, oh, Alec Baldwin's here, weird. And then yeah, they like drive off the bridge or whatever. I'm like, wait, are they dead? We just saw these people. It's like, oh, they are dead. They're just now the main characters of the movie called Beetlejuice. All right, weird, but okay.
I don't know. I like that. I mean, it does make sense because they're like the main characters of the movie, and like obviously they're not Beetlejuice, but like they are the characters who the movie like revolves around because it's their house that is being encroached on, you know. But I was kind of confused because I couldn't tell if like they were the couple that was moving in because like I knew
Oh,
that
yeah.
like I knew that concept. I'd seen the plot line that it was like, oh, a ghost couple or whatever. So I was like, oh, are these the annoying people who like move in and they're trying to take over the house because like the lady's trying to get them to sell and all this. So I was like, oh, maybe there's a different ghost couple or and then they're the one like they're the couple actually. And I was like, oh, okay, this kind of makes more sense.
It is funny how over the top a lot of stuff is. Like when Catherine O'Hara's making additions to the house, it's like the most ridiculous shit you've ever seen anyone do to a house. There's like geometric shapes like pointed out from the house, like big rectangles, and you're like, who? Like, this is crazy.
Yeah. Like it just isn't the character of the house at all.
Right. Well, and it's
But
just
then
like
again, she just
so
wanted
far
to.
fetched because it's Tim
Yeah.
Burton. It's just like, wow, this is ridiculous.
You know, speaking of Beetlejuice just only in it for so long, I saw Michael Keaton ad-libbed 90% of his lines in the film,
Wow, that's interesting.
which, you know, I mean, maybe there was some, like, some sort of
Wow,
backbone
he
script.
ad-libbed 8 lines.
I mean, he talks a lot when he's on screen.
He does talk a lot when he's on screen.
He won't shut up.
I like the part where the ghost tries to marry the 15-year-old girl. That was fun.
Well, he's not. He's bad guy, but is he bad guy? No.
Yes. Yeah, I would say so. I was like, wait, are we getting into a subplot about how she now this girl has to marry this like eternal ghost? Is that what we're doing? Okay, kind of weird, but all right. 80s were a wild time, I guess.
It was the
It
80s.
is,
That's all you gotta say.
that is a weird point.
Yeah,
What doesn't really make
the
sense to me?
80s.
Like he gets married and he gets to be human again, I guess, or like not be.
I don't think that's true. I don't know. Was that? I think he was. Well, yeah, no, I guess that's right because it was like, oh, if we get married, I can like go do whatever I want. Pretty much.
Yeah.
I think if I remember correctly. I don't know what that
I
all
wonder if
implies.
it's less that he becomes alive, but maybe he's just like it's his way of no longer being trapped.
So he's like a genie in a bottle,
Yeah, because
Yeah.
they say like
baby.
Well, because the oh, I can't remember her name, but like their like counselor, basically, she tells them like, hey, don't free him. Like I've got him trapped, but like, don't do that again. So I'm guessing maybe it is a thing where like, he's just a little bit of a ghoul, just a little ghoul doing ghoul things.
He's a big ghoul.
He does little trolly things, and that's what he does until you can get rid of him.
He's more poltergeist than ghost. Let's be honest.
Well, poltergeist is a type of ghost, you know? It's a type of spirit.
But they're known for their shenanigans.
Ah, those ghosts and their classic shenanigans.
One of the other plot beats that was kind of weird is like the happy resolution for the movie was that the couple kind of got the kid they were never able to have, and the kid's actual parents were totally cool with it, of just being like, well, yeah, wow, she must have really aced that test, I guess, or whatever. It's like, all right, I guess they really do not give a shit, huh? They're like, yep, all right. You guys can do all the cool and or lame stuff. We don't care.
Oh yeah, as long as she gets to continue making her shitty art.
Damn. Shots fired at this 15-year-old's art.
Let's
No,
be
no,
honest.
no. He's talking about the mom.
Oh,
No.
okay. Gotcha.
I'm just here taking shots of a 15-year-old. Damn.
Damn,
No.
bro. All right, I
No,
guess.
the stepmom who makes art that only Tim Burton would love.
Right. Yeah. It's like, oh, you're so good at art. This is what someone that's good at art produces.
Well, I love her agent or whatever. He's like, I haven't made a penny off you. So if you guys make any money off this ghost tour thing, I'm taking all of it.
I also forgot, like, as a homeowner, how shitty, like, when they walk through and they're just, like, spray painting, like, mauve onto the wall. They're just basically just trashing this house. Like, damn, that hurts. Like, oh, I really like this room. This room sucks. We need to change everything. Oh, okay. All right. Thanks for your support.
Yeah, they got to hear him rip their house apart and then turn it into whatever the fuck that was.
Hey, how about this outdoor porch, and then we'll just randomly put another wall up.
Yeah,
Perfect.
we only
Okay.
have like
Ship it.
one wall on the outdoor porch thing.
Their dining room looked like friggin' Mr. Freeze's lair. Like, what? Did they reuse that set? Like, and like, oh, you know what? I got the perfect set already. I don't even have to spend any money on it.
Bet you it's somewhere here in the Warner Brothers lot. I'm sure we could find it.
Previously, I'd said that like I was kind of surprised at how much I enjoyed this movie, and I think it was because it was kind of smart, I guess, witty. A lot of jabs at like the upper class in a sense in my mind. I don't know. One of the lines I really loved was when they're having the dinner party and the dad is like, I propose a toast to our intrepid friends who braved the expressway and 14 toll booths to visit us. May your buildings go condo. And they all like toast. I was
Yeah.
like, what's so stupid?
I do love the fact that the studio originally wanted to call the movie House Ghosts instead of House Guests. Huh? Clever. Tim Burton, as a joke, suggested the name Scared
Clever.
Sheetless, and the studio actually considered
Oh my
using it.
I mean, I will say this. Beetlejuice is definitely a more memorable name than any of those. Even if I don't think it's super accurate, it's at least memorable.
If you would have told me, hey guys, let's watch House Ghosts, I would not have.
Hey guys, let's
obliged.
watch this movie called House. It's really good.
Hey, that one's pretty good.
Yep.
Damn.
It's definitely not one of our lowest rated movies on this pod or anything like that.
Holy shit. Okay, this is kind of interesting. Beetlejuice was the first DVD that Netflix sent out in 1998.
Wow.
Wow, that's very interesting.
It's an interesting little tidbit, honestly. I could see
That
that being
should
a
be-
trivia question at
I
some
was gonna
point.
say you're out at the bar and they drop that trivia question because Netflix
Remember
just
that.
ended their DVDs the other day, actually.
Yeah. And Best Buy said they're not even carrying them anymore at all.
So we're talking about how much or little Michael Keaton is in the movie. 14 and a half minutes. That's it.
And it's 92-minute runtime.
Yep. Sick.
I did love the running joke of like, did you read the handbook?
Yeah.
And it's like, no, well, we skimmed it, or then they just like leave it around and that becomes a major plot point. I enjoy that type of like stupid humor.
Tim Burton originally wanted Sammy Davis Jr. to play Beetlejuice.
That's an odd
What?
choice. That is a weird choice there.
Apparently, Michael Keaton was like super responsible for his character. Like, he came up with the look. He told the makeup department he wanted mold on his face and he wanted his hair looking as if he'd stuck his finger in an electrical socket. And he requested that the wardrobe department send him clothes from all different time periods. So maybe that's why he ad-libbed most of it. Maybe, like, he just came up, like, with so much of the character that Tim Burton was like, you know what? You know it better than anyone else, so, like, just do what he would do.
Yeah, I saw that, like when Tim Burton pitched it to him, he was like, he lived in every time period, but no time period. So that's probably where that concept of like, give me something from everywhere kind of came from.
Got bad news for you, Ben. I don't know if we talked about this, but it says Michael Keaton's, this is his favorite film he's made, is Beetlejuice.
I mean, it makes sense being as he did so much of it. Like, I would it would be like being like, hey, here's this character you created and got to do everything with, and then here's this character that you played where you couldn't turn your head right. Which was your favorite?
Wait. So it says the movie's box office success created plans for a sequel, Beetlejuice Goes Hawaiian. A script was commissioned, and Michael Keaton and Winona Ryder were both signed on to reprieve their roles reprieve their respective roles. Tim Burton lost interest in the project and went on to direct Batman and Batman Returns instead. And as of late 2015, Warner Brothers was still trying to get the original sequel concept into production. Is that what this new one is gonna be? Is it gonna be
Oh, God.
Beetlejuice Goes Hawaiian? Hopefully not. That sounds
That would
awful.
be fucking awesome.
I bet, I think they're just trying to capitalize that Beetlejuice musical is really popular, so I don't know what they're doing, but it's probably not that.
I don't know, the idea of them purposefully making like a campy beach movie but with Beetlejuice, I don't know. That sounds like something I want to watch. I will say there's a lot of things Tim Burton does that I like the Edward Scissorhandsy type style. I don't always love, but when he takes the Burtoniness and he puts it in like a campy way, I think it's better than most of the stuff he does.
I mean, like Mars Attacks.
Mars
Yeah.
Attacks. Like, such a fun movie is just a giant, like, campy, weird 3D stop motion mixed with everything else. I think the campiness that he does in this movie makes it feel very... I think if you look at this movie, I think there's two ways to view it. If you view it kind of like as it is, I get it. It doesn't come across great. The special effects don't age. But if you look at it as like Tim Burton's like an homage to like a 50s B horror movie, it just comes across as fun and like just campy and great. So yeah, the idea of him doing a beach movie sounds hilarious.
Yeah, I do agree. I think his movies are definitely better when they're cheesy and they also like are self-aware of that fact. Whereas like the more serious ones are definitely not of interest to me. It's like, I don't really like that much.
It's funny to me, and I posted on the on Cocktails and Classics, like I shared like an Instagram story that the director of The Nightmare Before Christmas said that he has been working on an idea for a prequel. And Hannah was like, Tim Burton? I was like, no. Even though it is called Tim Burton's A Nightmare Before Christmas, Henry Selick directed that, and James and the Giant Peach, and Coraline, and all his, like, even though everyone thinks that's Tim Burton, it is not Tim Burton.
I mean, honestly, I thought it was Tim Burton until just now, so I learned something new today.
No, I think he wrote the original, like, story.
Yeah, he wrote the poem.
I bet that dude is, like, so pissed off.
The guy who directed it?
Yeah, that everyone thinks fucking Tim Burton made all this shit. And he's just like,
Well, as you said, it's in the name. It's on the poster for the movie. It says Tim Burton's Nightmare Before Christmas. It doesn't say Henry Selick's Nightmare Before Christmas. Okay, also, never mind. That's mean.
what were you going to say, Cam?
Nothing. I clicked
Do it.
Henry Selick's IMDb picture, and I hate his smile on his IMDb page, so I was going to say he deserves it, but that's not nice. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Henry Selick. That was a mean thought I had. I apologize. I don't think you'll ever hear this.
He specifically goes and listens to Tim Burton podcast episodes just just to see if people mention that they enjoy The Nightmare Before Christmas.
Fuck!
So I looked up Beetlejuice too. So Jenna Ortega is playing Winona Ryder's daughter. Michael Keaton is returning. He has a wife, apparently. Catherine O'Hara is coming back. We have Willem Dafoe, Justin Theroux, and those are the only ones I know by name on the cast list so far. But it looks like most of the crew's getting back together. So I'm interested.
Yeah, it does sound like a quality reprise.
I don't know. I did enjoy Wednesday. Did you guys watch Wednesday?
I did not.
No.
It's pretty good. Tim Burton, I think, did at least part of the series. I think he directed.
Yeah, wasn't he a producer?
He directed 4 episodes of it. So I don't know. Like, I thought that was pretty good. So I think he can get back to, peak Tim Burton. Maybe we'll forget about Dumbo and Dark Shadows and Alice in Wonderland. Make me forget about those movies.
Please?
Yeah, they can't all be bangers, you know? You gotta have some duds in there.
Oh, he also did the Charlie and the Chocolate Factory remake. I forgot about that. That one's pretty bad.
I thought that was okay. Was that bad?
Me. I also forgot that was him.
I didn't like it.
I didn't love it.
It's not surprising, but I didn't think it was bad.
I know it was like truer to the book, I guess is what they were going for, but
Yeah, I bet it's gonna be better than whatever shit they're coming out with soon for Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
With
What's
Timothy
his
Chalamet.
Yeah.
What's
I feel
it
like
called?
that
It's called
movie's
Wonka,
gonna be
right?
bad. Yeah, I think that's right.
Is it a musical? Or is he just singing? Well, I guess in the original he also sings, so never mind.
Yeah. It does also have Olivia Colman and Hugh. Oh, that's right. It also has Hugh Grant as the Oompa Loompas. It's so weird. So
and Rowan
weird.
Atkinson, Sally Hawkins, Keegan-Michael Key, Matt Lucas.
weird cast.
Oh, man. Who's directing it? Paul King? What has he done? Oh, he did Paddington? Oh, fuck, dude, I'm all in.
Never seen Paddington.
Did the Paddington movies and the Mighty Boosh? I'm sold. I'm in. Fucking Wonka all day, baby.
Oh, no. Wonka supremacy.
you're Dylan at the Mighty Boosh.
Hey, the Mighty Boosh gave us the joy that is old Greg.
I'm old Greg.
Peak
Oh,
2000,
Greg.
peak 2007 YouTube. Only one of us had seen this film before, so Ben's going to give you a nostalgia review and, well, a nostalgia rating and a new rating on a rewatch, and then Cam and I will give you a Goob Squad's going to give you 2 fresh reviews. Cam, lead us off.
All right. I think it was funny. I don't think it was that good, if I'm being honest. I did not like the centering of the movie around the couple. Thought it was okay. Um, the vibes are all right. It doesn't. The special effects don't hold up super well, to be honest. Especially like they did use some like CGI, like early CGI, and it looks pretty bad. So I think I'm gonna give this movie like a 6 out of 10. It's fine. There are some funny parts, and Beetlejuice is probably the best part of the movie, but it is short. Like he has a very short part in the movie, despite him being the title character.
I think I agree with Cam for the most part. I think Beetlejuice is obviously the best part of the movie. Would it be better if there was too much Beetlejuice and he kind of got on your nerves? I don't know. Like, it might be a thing where, like, sparingly used, it's a lot better than, like, he's in the movie for 75% of it being himself. I think the movie is pretty funny. There's a lot of bits that made me chuckle. A lot of little gags here and there. But for the most part, I think, like Cam said, like there's not enough Beetlejuice, and the first 30 minutes of the movie, it's kind of like, oh, don't use Beetlejuice. Like he's a bad guy. Don't do it. Like, oh, we can scare our way out of it. Like it's kind of like talks about him, and then you finally like see him like enter, and I guess it kind of lives up to the expectations, but like I feel like there could have been so much more. The cast is amazing. Michael Keaton knocks it out of the park. I can see why this is. I mean, I'm sure he probably had a really great experience like filming the movie too, but I do think it's one of my favorite Michael Keaton roles that I've seen him in. And to know that like 90% of his lines were ad-libbed, I think really just like puts it up that little extra bit for me that like he just kind of full sent it, and what came out of it was kind of authentic to his like acting. I'm gonna give it a 7 out of 10. I don't know if it's gonna be an every year around Halloween thing for me. I'm definitely gonna add it into my rotation, having not seen it before. It's fun. It's lighthearted. It's one of those in my mind, in my category of like Halloween movies. I'm putting it in there with like a Hocus Pocus, like some of the more lighthearted ones, because I personally like to watch like horror movies in Halloween. I'm gonna put it in rotation, and when I'm feeling a little spooky but funny, that's gonna go in there.
I remember this movie like a lot as a kid. This was one of those that was like, it's a kid friendly Halloween movie. I mean, it's got parts that are, I guess you could say scary. I don't know. They're not, terrifying or anything. But sometimes, the CGI sandworms jumping out and attacking things, or the crazy Beetlejuice snake face thing, get a little spooky. So this was a Halloween staple that was like every year, you know, you could watch that. It made you feel like it was Halloween, but you didn't have to, be terrified watching anything that an adult would really find scary. So going in, yeah, I had it at a 7. It's a movie I remembered enjoying, and like I said, kind of being a part of a Halloween tradition. On a rewatch, I agree, not enough Beetlejuice. You kind of forget as a kid that he's not in it that much. I think this movie it's fun. There's parts of it that I really like. I think there's jokes in there that land that I really enjoy, especially more so now as an adult than I did as a kid. I don't think this movie's necessarily very good. It's fun. I don't think it's a movie I need to watch every year or every other year. I think this is a movie that I think this is a movie that a kid would watch on Halloween and would enjoy watching every Halloween, but not a movie that I will want to watch very often. I gave it a 5 on a rewatch. It's okay. It's good. There's parts of it I like. I like the campiness of it. At other times, there's a bit still too much Burtoniness to it for me. But I do kind of want to see Beetlejuice Goes Hawaii. So let's make that happen.
God, that it's gonna be like the fucking what is it? Vacation, Christmas Vacation 2, where like cousin Eddie is in Hawaii or whatever.
Cousin
Like
Eddie.
That's what
Yes.
Beetlejuice Goes to Hawaii is going to be the equivalent of. It's just going to be so shit.
Yeah.
Another lovely episode here at Cocktails and Classics. Don't forget to rate and subscribe. Check us out on Instagram at Cocktails and Classics Pod, and check out our new website, www.cocktailsandclassicspod.com. Hit the show notes and use those caster links to get yourself some alcohol delivered directly to your door. Make the Beetlejuice cocktail. Check us out next time, and as always, watch responsibly.